before you say this though, look, I'm gonna tell you this, and Lil Durk is my witness, cause he my brother too.
Lil Durk's next move might change everything in one of rap's hottest feuds. NLE Choppa's diss track aimed at NBA YoungBoy had everyone talking, but Durk's response left the internet buzzing. What he did next, let's just say no one saw it coming. Background heat. Long before NLE Choppa ever entered the conversation, the feud between Lil Durk and NBA YoungBoy was already one of the most talked about rivalries in modern hip-hop. It's a story that stretches back several years, rooted in street alliances, lyrical competition, and a tragic moment that forever changed the course of both rappers' careers.
Gang.
Good, you on?
What you on, buddy?
Oh, cool. Where you
I
at
can't
with
even
it?
hear you.
Where you at with it?
You get me?
Where you at with it?
The tension began subtly. Around 2019, Durk and YoungBoy were both climbing toward the top of rap's new generation, dominating charts with melodic street anthems and raw storytelling. While their music often shared themes of struggle, loyalty, and loss, their fan bases couldn't help but draw comparisons. As competition heated up, social media chatter turned every lyric, like, or comment into potential fuel for beef. But what started as unspoken rivalry soon turned deeply personal. In late 2020, the death of King Von, Durk's close friend and OTF, only the family artist, changed everything. Von was killed in a confrontation in Atlanta involving Quando Rondo, an artist affiliated with NBA YoungBoy. Almost overnight, the hip-hop world split in two, those standing with Durk and OTF, and those siding with YoungBoy's camp. From that point forward, music became the battleground. Lil Durk channeled grief into songs like Backdoor and Ah Ha, subtly addressing his enemies while pledging loyalty to his fallen brother. Meanwhile, YoungBoy released tracks like Bring the Hook, which many listeners interpreted as direct shots at O-Block and Von's legacy. Each release reignited tension, creating a musical back and forth that blurred the line between artistry and real-life pain. Fans began decoding every lyric, every tweet, every Instagram post. When Durk would upload a cryptic message or YoungBoy appeared to respond in kind, the internet lit up. Blogs and YouTube commentary channels fanned the flames, analyzing the feud in minute detail, often turning speculation into headline news. The rivalry became more than a disagreement. It evolved into a narrative of loyalty, street justice, and survival.
Like, how did it start? Because there's
I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't know. I don't know. What did you do for me to be into it with you, like the world thing?
Despite the hostility, both artists continued to thrive. Lil Durk's collaborations with Drake, Future, and Morgan Wallen pushed him further into the mainstream, proving he could succeed beyond rap beef. NBA YoungBoy, meanwhile, became a streaming powerhouse, consistently topping charts even while facing legal troubles and house arrest. Their success stories ran parallel, two artists from rough beginnings who refused to bow to industry politics. Still, the emotional scars remained. The King Von incident left fans questioning whether reconciliation was ever possible. Even neutral artists found it difficult to collaborate with both sides without stirring controversy. The divide in the rap community became clear. You were either Team Durk or Team YoungBoy. By the time 2024 rolled around, the tension had quieted slightly, but it never disappeared. The wounds were too deep and the internet too eager to reignite the feud. So when NLE Choppa entered the mix with a diss track aimed at YoungBoy, all eyes immediately turned to Lil Durk. Would he speak up, stay silent, or subtly show where he stood? The answer, as always with Durk, was layered. The Choppa connection. To understand why NLE Choppa's diss track against NBA YoungBoy made such noise, you have to look at his history with both sides. NLE Choppa, born Bryson Potts, has always been known for his high energy, positivity, and attempts to rise above beef. But in the rap world, relationships shift quickly, and old alliances often turn sour when loyalty gets questioned. Choppa and YoungBoy once shared mutual respect. Both came up in the same era, young, aggressive, and unapologetically raw. Their music often paralleled each other's themes: street survival, mental battles, and family loyalty. In interviews, Choppa used to call YoungBoy one of his influences, someone who helped pave the way for the new generation. Fans even hoped for a collaboration between the two at one point. But behind the scenes, subtle tension had already begun to form.
But like Smirk one never like just going, you know what I'm saying? Smirk one never saying nothing about them people.
I feel like it's getting out of hand. Do you feel like, and if you don't want to answer, it's fine with this, because I feel like I see a point. I feel like he's making it public because
It started around 2021 when fans noticed that Choppa had begun interacting more with Lil Durk's circle, especially after King Von's passing. At the time, many artists were pressured to pick sides, an unfortunate reflection of how intertwined street affiliations and music politics had become. Choppa tried to remain neutral, but the internet rarely allows that. Then came the viral moment. During an interview, Choppa expressed support for King Von and gave Durk a shout-out for holding down his team. That clip spread like wildfire, and NBA YoungBoy's fanbase didn't take kindly to it. The perceived betrayal created a rift between the two rappers that fans amplified online. Soon, diss tweets, indirect posts, and fan-made edits began circulating, painting Choppa as someone who switched sides. YoungBoy's camp didn't hold back either. Quando Rondo and other affiliates threw subliminal jabs online, and YoungBoy himself made veiled references to fake love and industry snakes in his music. Though he never directly named Choppa, fans drew their own conclusions, believing that lines in songs like "Know Like I Know" were aimed at him. Choppa, however, didn't immediately respond. Instead, he focused on his spiritual growth, vegan lifestyle, and message of positivity. But deep down, the tension simmered. As more time passed, it became clear that the line between peace and pride was wearing thin. So when NLE Choppa finally released a diss track aimed at NBA YoungBoy, the hip-hop community erupted. The song was filled with coded bars that fans instantly dissected, some addressing fake loyalty, others referencing past street conflicts. It wasn't just a random jab, it was Choppa publicly drawing a line, making it known he no longer feared aligning against YoungBoy. What made the situation even more interesting was how Lil Durk's fans responded. They viewed Choppa's track as an indirect show of support for Durk, a symbolic move that reignited the long-simmering feud between the two rap heavyweights. Suddenly, Choppa became part of a narrative much larger than himself, one that had been brewing for years.
Play that, no?
We cool.
Y'all good?
It ain't. Have someone from his camp passed away or something because of me? Someone passed away on my camp?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Are we still living?
For the first time, he wasn't the neutral voice in the middle. He had chosen a side, and his choice sent shockwaves through the industry. Everyone wanted to know one thing: how would NBA YoungBoy respond? And more importantly, what would Lil Durk say about Choppa stepping into the crossfire? The diss drops. When NLE Choppa dropped his diss track aimed at NBA YoungBoy, the hip-hop world stopped scrolling. It wasn't just another internet stunt. It was a full declaration of where he stood in one of rap's most volatile feuds. The song, laced with aggressive bars and sharp delivery, made it clear that Choppa wasn't here to play peacemaker anymore. The track's opening line set the tone immediately. Choppa didn't waste time easing into his message. Instead, he went straight for the neck, calling out fake loyalty, jealousy, and the kind of betrayal that only happens among people who were once cool. "Ain't no peace when the truth ain't straight," he rapped, a line that fans instantly linked to his fallout with YoungBoy.
Fuck these in the industry, bitch picking up and thinking they gon' finish me. It means to hit at you.
As the verses unfolded, it became even clearer who he was addressing. Subtle references to YoungBoy's house arrest, his long list of feuds, and his constant disses toward other rappers were sprinkled throughout the track. Choppa rapped with a balance of frustration and confidence, as if he'd been holding this in for too long and was finally letting it out in one explosive record. But what made the song truly hit wasn't just what Choppa said, it was how he said it. He used a tone that mixed anger with authenticity, a blend that resonated with fans tired of passive subliminals. The delivery felt like a statement of independence, showing that Choppa no longer cared about how the industry perceived him. He was done being diplomatic. Midway through the song, there was a line that set the internet ablaze: "I don't stand by snakes who bite their own." Within hours, blogs and fan pages flooded timelines claiming it was a direct reference to NBA YoungBoy's tendency to cut ties and turn on collaborators. The lyric trended across X, formerly Twitter, sparking thousands of discussions about whether Choppa was justified or just reigniting unnecessary drama. Even more interestingly, Choppa threw in a few lines that fans interpreted as nods to Lil Durk. Mentions of loyalty, fallen brothers, and staying solid through real losses sounded eerily similar to Durk's themes, and that was no coincidence. While he never name-dropped Durk, the energy of the song felt like a subtle salute to him, a way of saying, "I see what you've been through." The diss track didn't take long to go viral. Reaction videos, lyric breakdowns, and influencer commentaries flooded YouTube within hours. Some fans praised Choppa for having the guts to call out YoungBoy directly, while others accused him of clout chasing or reigniting a beef that had already caused enough pain in the rap world.
Did you diss him on
Yes.
I'm in agreement with you that you didn't mention him recently.
I was shocked when I woke up to that shit. I'm like, what the fuck? It gotta be a fake page.
So you're not trying to use him for promo.
For what?
I think you both
I don't think about that
for sales.
No, I don't. Man, I put this on all my kids.
Which side fans took, one thing was certain. Choppa's diss made noise. It reignited conversations that had been simmering since King Von's death, and it placed him directly between two of rap's most loyal fan bases, OTF and Never Broke Again. The diss also reignited speculation about Lil Durk's next move. Would he co-sign Choppa's bold stance? Would he stay quiet and let the chaos unfold? Everyone was watching Durk's social media closely, waiting for even a hint of his reaction. What came next was classic Lil Durk, subtle, smart, and impossible to ignore. Durk's response. Lil Durk has always been the type to play chess, not checkers, and his reaction to NLE Choppa's diss against NBA YoungBoy proved exactly that. While Choppa came out swinging, Durk didn't rush to jump in with words or diss tracks. Instead, he moved with quiet precision, letting his actions and subtle cues speak louder than any direct response ever could.
Are you calling around to the industry saying, yo, if y'all with YoungBoy, we're done? And I'm gonna ask you that, especially because there's another situation.
If you with anybody that harm my people, I can't. I'm not into it with you. Like if I see you, I ain't saying like I'm finna kill you. This nigga.
Within days of Choppa's track dropping, Durk began trending online, not for a statement or a post, but for his silence. Fans know that when Durk doesn't speak immediately, it usually means he's calculating his next move. The OTF leader has built a reputation for communicating through lyrics, captions, and energy rather than open confrontation. Still, he didn't stay completely quiet. On Instagram, Durk posted a photo with a caption that fans immediately interpreted as shade toward YoungBoy's camp. Some people talk for attention, others move for respect. That single line was enough to ignite an entire wave of speculation. Within hours, hip-hop pages like Academics and DJ Vlad had posted screenshots asking whether Durk was co-signing NLE Choppa's diss or sending another indirect shot at YoungBoy. Even though he never mentioned names, the timing was too perfect to ignore. Choppa's track had dropped only 2 days earlier, and Durk's post arrived right as the internet was debating which rappers would publicly support it. Many fans saw it as Durk subtly backing Choppa, not through words of approval, but through alignment in energy. Durk also began liking and reposting certain fan tweets that praised Choppa's fearlessness. One viral tweet read, "Choppa said what needed to be said. Real ones recognize real." Durk's interaction with that post sent the internet into another frenzy. To fans, it was confirmation that Durk respected Choppa's stance against YoungBoy, even if he wasn't ready to say it outright. A few days later, Durk took things one step further when he previewed a snippet from an unreleased song on his Instagram story. The line that caught everyone's attention went, "They say the loudest one hurt the most. I learned to let him talk." It wasn't hard to connect the dots. Fans believed Durk was addressing YoungBoy's frequent disses and showing that he'd rather move in silence than argue through tracks.
So what happened? He's like, nah. What it means is he don't even, he don't know.
He don't know why they beefing.
No, he don't even know, but he know those is not cool. That's his information that he received. That's the way he feel about it. And it's real to him because they're gonna act off it.
What made Durk's reaction so impactful wasn't aggression, it was composure. By refusing to dive into a full-blown lyrical war, he reminded everyone of his evolution. He's no longer just the street rapper out for revenge. He's a global artist who knows that restraint can sometimes send the strongest message. Still, Durk's moves didn't go unnoticed by YoungBoy's camp. Affiliates from Never Broke Again posted cryptic tweets of their own, hinting that they saw Durk's subtle plays. Once again, the feud's energy reignited, not through disses, but through digital warfare and social media chess. Through it all, Durk maintained focus on his music, family, and tours, showing that his grind wouldn't be derailed by old beefs. Yet, the message was clear. He saw NLE Choppa's diss, he understood the intent, and in his own quiet way, he approved. Creator reactions. When NLE Choppa's diss track against NBA YoungBoy dropped, followed by Lil Durk's quiet but unmistakable response, the internet's creator community went into overdrive. From YouTube analysts to hip-hop commentators on X and TikTok, Everyone had something to say, and their reactions helped shape how the world interpreted the whole situation.
You can't go walk the runway with that little walk. You remember that walk you had? I think I'm a bad. You can't come back with that walk. I think I'm a bad. You can't come back with that NLE Choppa with that boy. Now them boy got some dances. Them boy, but.
Within hours of the diss release, major hip-hop channels like DJ Academics, Say Cheese TV, and No Jumper were all breaking down the track bar by bar. Academics, who's been a longtime observer of both the Durk and YoungBoy camps, called Choppa's move a bold but risky play. In one of his live streams, he noted, "Choppa just stepped into a war that's been burning for years. If you're gonna do that, you better be ready for the smoke." His take quickly went viral, sparking debate across Reddit and TikTok about whether Choppa's diss was bravery or publicity. Meanwhile, Say Cheese TV highlighted the potential power shift in the rap scene. They pointed out that Choppa aligning himself closer to Durk, even indirectly, showed a generational divide, with younger rappers now choosing sides in one of hip-hop's biggest rivalries. Their post caption read, "NLE Choppa might have just made this beef 10x bigger than it already was." Over on YouTube, creators like Blackie Speaks, Trap Lord Ross, and Cam Capone News offered deeper context. Blackie Speaks analyzed how Choppa's diss wasn't just about YoungBoy. It was about positioning himself in the culture. He said, "This wasn't random. Choppa's been stuck between both sides for years. This track was him declaring independence." Trap Lord Ross, known for his documentary-style breakdowns, discussed how these rivalries often mirror real-world alliances and losses, connecting this beef back to the emotional aftermath of King Von's passing. On TikTok, things got even more chaotic. Thousands of creators jumped into the conversation, remixing snippets of Choppa's song with reactions, memes, and breakdowns. Some mocked the situation, while others argued that Choppa was reigniting trauma tied to Von's death. Popular TikTok creators liked and broke down the lyrics line by line, adding context for millions of casual fans who didn't fully grasp the history. Meanwhile, Lil Durk's subtle reaction became its own trend. YouTubers began posting videos titled "Durk's Silent Message to YoungBoy" or "Durk co-signs Choppa without saying a word." The collective creator narrative started to form. Durk wasn't jumping into the beef, he was orchestrating it from the sidelines. Interestingly, even YoungBoy's loyal content creators got involved. NBA community pages like 4KT Gang Updates and YoungBoy Daily argued that Choppa's diss was weak and that Durk was using him as a pawn to stay relevant. These creators flooded YouTube comments and X threads defending YoungBoy's dominance, claiming he still held the upper hand because everyone wants his attention. As discussions spread, it became clear that content creators weren't just reporting on the drama, they were amplifying it. Every opinion piece, reaction video, and tweet added new fuel to the fire, shaping how fans perceived each artist. The more creators debated, the more traction the feud gained, keeping all three rappers trending across platforms.
You know, go on they side, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie, man. I feel like the only nigga that really smirked with aggression was YoungBoy. Like, all them other, man, I don't feel like them want to be into it for real. Like, if Shorty came out and was like, "Man, look, we gonna leave that shit where it's at," I feel like all of them be thirsty to go right along with that shit, bro.
By the end of the week, this wasn't just a rap beef anymore. It had become a creator-driven narrative where YouTubers, streamers, and influencers controlled the conversation. Their takes influenced public opinion, blurred the line between commentary and instigation, and proved once again that in today's era, social media doesn't just reflect hip-hop culture, it drives it, the bigger picture. At first glance, the tension between Lil Durk, NBA YoungBoy, and NLE Choppa looks like just another chapter in hip-hop's long history of lyrical wars. But when you dig deeper, this beef reveals something much bigger: the evolution of how rap feuds unfold in the age of content, clout, and creators. For decades, beef in rap was about lyrical dominance. It was street versus street, skill versus skill, and reputation versus respect. But today, it's not just the bars that matter, it's who controls the conversation. And that's exactly what this triangle between Durk, YoungBoy, and Choppa has turned into: a high-stakes social media chess match.
I mean, you know, DJ Academics is saying you and NBA YoungBoy's beef is done. Is that true?
What beef?
Oh, so there's no beef.
Beef who?
NBA YoungBoy?
Shut up, Morgan.
Lil Durk has always played the long game. Instead of firing back with constant disses, he's chosen silence as his weapon, and it's working. His cryptic posts, selective interviews, and strategic collaborations all fuel speculation without him saying much at all. In an age where every word can be turned into content, Durk has mastered restraint, letting others talk for him while he stays in motion. On the other side, NBA YoungBoy thrives on chaos. He doesn't need interviews or PR teams. His energy and unpredictability make him a living viral machine. When Choppa dropped his diss track, YoungBoy's fanbase turned it into a full-blown digital war, proving that his supporters can shift the narrative faster than any label can. Even without responding, YoungBoy dominates attention, because his silence is never calm, it's loaded with tension. Then there's NLE Choppa, standing at a crossroads. His diss wasn't just about taking a side, it was about claiming an identity. For years, Choppa's been known as the energetic, peace-preaching artist with spiritual leanings. But in stepping into this feud, he reminded everyone that he still got that raw Memphis edge. Some call it reckless, others call it necessary. Either way, he's carved himself a seat at a powerful table, even if it comes with consequences. But the real twist in this new era of rap beef, the creators and media voices now hold as much influence as the rappers themselves. YouTubers, TikTokers, and podcasters have become the modern-day mixtape DJs, breaking stories, adding narratives, and sometimes even igniting rivalries. When someone like Academics or Say Cheese posts a clip, it can shift public perception overnight. The artists know this. That's why they tease reactions, like or retweet certain posts, and let the internet do the talking. The bigger picture here is simple. Rap beef has become a content ecosystem. Every diss, every lyric, every reaction feeds a loop that benefits everyone. The artists get streams, the creators get views, and the audience gets entertainment. But beneath that cycle lies a deeper truth. The emotional weight behind these feuds is still very real. As this story evolves, one thing's clear. Lil Durk, NBA YoungBoy, and NLE Choppa aren't just battling for pride or legacy. They're battling for control of the narrative in a world where attention is the real currency. And whoever learns to control that best, that's who wins. Not just the beef, but the game itself. The beef's only getting deeper, and every move these rappers make feels like a setup for the next hit. What do you think? Did Lil Durk play this smart or stay too quiet? Drop your thoughts, hit subscribe, and let's see how this war unfolds next.